My mother has sent me a blast from the past. What are you looking at? You are looking at some kind of typeface image grid. It's a unicorn. Look at that, isn't that precious? So it's been this is back way back in the days, way back in the days, where each one of these are little symbols, and those symbols represent color. And it's just typewriter. It's amazing is what it is. This was done in 1991, I believe. Gosh, sorry that mess. And that's just, there were no color, well, there probably were color printers, but who owned a color dot matrix printer or a color typewriter? I think this was typewriter, I really do. Just the way it was done. So this is bundles of what looks to be about 3-inch yarn strips. And she's got some here in a bag where she's taken apart the bundle. And also in the box, she included these little devices. So I'm sure that this is going to give away what this is. And you're just going to be like, what? People still do that? It's like little hook devices here. And this is what was all folded up in the box. And it looks like she started a bit. So can you guess what it is? It's a rug. Oh my gosh, right? So there's the box that this was all stuffed into, and the box looks no worse for wear. I mean, it's yellowed. I mean, it's a 20-year-old box, if not older. I want to say it was done in 1991 because here on the very corner, let my camera switch to macro mode so you can see. Here on the corner here, you see it says MCMXC1 or I. I Googled that, and I believe that means 1991. Now, if I'm mistaken, please let me know. It is a product of the United States of America. So I think that's hilarious. You know, this is definitely made in the U.S. That's cute. This is all acrylic, which is a non-porous. It's non-porous. Look at the detail, the little flowers. I'm gonna make a rug, y'all. It's gonna be cute. So I guess let me get started to show you how. I'm not gonna use these at all because I just don't want to. I really don't. The mesh is colored, and I think it's silly to use that if you can see color. I guess it would be needed like if I was doing it in the living room in the dark and I didn't have a good light source and I couldn't see, because there is a transition of colors that are very similar, that are close to one another. Like, for example, you've got this brown color here, and then you've got orange right above it. So I would imagine in dim light we wouldn't be able to see that, but I don't plan on doing that. I plan on doing this in the craft room because it is a large project. And what I did was I rolled the mesh, because this is a very long project. As the box states, it is 28 by 50 inches. So that's quite a long, 50 inches long by 28 inches wide. That's quite a long. So what I did was I rolled it. I slipped a hair tie through and latch hooked it, if you can see that, and that's keeping it rolled up for me. And then this is the section that I hope to have done in the next month. Who am I kidding, right? I'm not gonna get this done in a month, but you know, hey, I'm gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try and get this done before my niece's birthday next May, and I'm going to delight her mother, my sister, in this lovely craft that she's gonna hang in my niece's room, because I'm not keeping it. Okay, so let me get started with getting set up to show you how to latch hook. Put this down. Excuse my craft room, it's not quite set up yet. So I'll put the camera down right there. Let me see. I've got a Kodak camera and it does not have a screen in the front, so I've got to come around the back what it's picking up. So bear with me while I try and get it all set up for you. All right, I think this is where we're gonna start because I can't get the whole project in. So I think I'm just gonna show you the bottom left corner. And okay, so the bottom left corner is what this thing is focused on. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. And it probably will as soon as I bump the table. Because I'm clumsy. Put these. So I put a few things away. I'm going to put that bin away I showed you earlier because I don't need it. Just kind of get it out of my way. Keep my craft space neat. Okay, so I'm going to mess with this again and probably drop the camera. Alright, so that's about 2-3 minutes of useless footage, but I'm going to post it anyway. Okay, family. I was like, oh, let's get started, and I just told you I packed away what I needed. Alright, so I'm going to get that, and there's 2 hooks here that she's included. And I think this one is just ergonomically correct because, you know, it's got kind of a bulb, and that would be a little more comfortable than, you know, kind of grasping a hold of this. Now this is made by Skillcraft, and this one is Boy. So I think I'm going to use this because it's kind of rubbery. It's just a nice thick rubbery handle, and I'm not going to use this one. I'll put that away. Okay, so sit down, get comfortable. I'm going to turn the light on. Right now I'm just using the window light. No, it's not really helpful. Okay. Alright, so now I promise I'm getting started right now. Alright, so from what I remember where I had the camera focused, I had you in this corner here. So I'm just going to randomly grab, because I don't want to, I mean, look at that. That is just a mix. I don't want to separate it, so I'm just going to grab and go with what I've got. So what you do is you make a loop with this 3-inch, or actually I think it might be 2-inch, this 2-inch piece of yarn. You put the latch hook through it, okay? And this is how you get started, and you get a nice grip on your hook. Find the color, and this is a light green, so I'm going to put it here. Put the latch hook through the mesh and then back up out the other side. Don't worry about the hook because the latch hook it's gonna lay flat. You see how it laid flat? Take your piece of yarn and slide it up the neck to the bend. Then you maneuver the hook or the yarn. You work together. Alright, so let me show you what I've got here. Now, you're not going to be changing hands. I'm just changing hands so you can see what I'm doing. You see what's happening here? This yarn is now caught up by this little latch. And what's going to happen as I pull it, and I'm going to pull it quickly because that's just how they instruct you to do, it's going to close, and that's going to keep the yarn from coming back out. And it's going to pull it underneath the mesh and through, creating one of these little tufts. Alright, so let me just switch hands again so you can see that. Alright, I'm pulling it quickly. So, if there's a little knot, it's not even a knot, it's just, you know, a little slip there. So they instruct you to pull it tight. And so there you got a little tuft of green right there. Now the instructions say that you're supposed to work from the bottom to the top. And you can see where my mother has started this very first row, and I guess she just picked blue, and just went down the first row. And you can see where I've kind of gone all over the place because I don't like to follow rules. I don't know whether or not it's going to be beneficial to start from the bottom to the top, but I'm just going to keep on going, and I'll let you know if I regret it when I'm done. But I don't think I will. So see, there's a light piece of green here, and I've got a dark piece. So I'm going to take this, slip the yarn over the hook, slip the hook through the mesh, pull it all the way through, pull the yarn forward on the hook, move the yarn around the hook, let the latch engage, pull tightly and through, pull the tuft up, and there you go. It's secured on your rug. And just do that a billion more times until you have your fantastic creation. Well, thank you for paying mind to this video or paying attention. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Take care. So I wanted to film about a mistake, and I have made a mistake here. So I have a row of gold where on my pattern it does not call for gold. And I remember the beginning of all this, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go by the grid. Well, turns out the grid's not all that great. When I say the grid, I mean the color that's actually painted on the grid. While this, you can see where my hook is, it's kind of shadowy. That is kind of, I'm trying to pull back so you can see. This is kind of muddled color. I don't really know what color that is, so I assumed that it was this gold color here. Well, it turns out it's not supposed to be this gold color here, because let's look at the pattern. This gold is this symbol here, and the section that I'm on is this flower here. I don't see that symbol anywhere but near the middle here. So you got bright gold, which are these, you got dark gold. So you've got that bright gold here, and then it's surrounded by the dark gold here. But this is pink, and this dark dot is supposed to be red, and so there's no gold here. So I'm going to fix my mistake. And I'm going to pull the hook through the loop that was created, if you can see that. And I'm just going to pull on it. Now, I'm holding a camera, and I would normally hold this down with another hand, but I'm holding the camera, so I'm making it more difficult. So I've got my hook in that loop, you see? And now I'm just going to wiggle it back and forth to get it off. To get the, not the hook off, but the yarn off the grid. There you go. So I'm going to do this 4 more times, and hopefully that will rectify my mistake. I essentially just wanted to start over so that you could see exactly what happened as far as removing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook, you're going to hold tightly to, or press down. I want you to slip your hook in that loop that was created around the mesh. And then once you've done that, make sure you don't split the yarn. And I'll explain that in a minute. You can probably do better with a crochet hook because you don't have to worry about that latch. Alright, so I've got all strands. Give it a good pull, and it's come out. Do it again. My latch is getting caught on the grid, so I really probably should use a crochet hook. Alright, so don't split the yarn. What I mean by don't split the yarn is that you see that this is a 3-ply yarn. It's got 3 plies. And that's splitting the yarn right there. But you want to just put the hook underneath it. Okay? I'll do it again. Under all 3 plies. Trying not to split the yarn. Give it a pull. And just keep going.